the Justice League storms the White House and launches an assault on US President Lex Luthor in retaliation for Flash's execution. Wonder Woman and Batman then hold off the Secret Service, clearing a path to the Oval Office for Superman. When Superman walks in on Luthor, he finds him frantically going through government documents and claims he is not to blame if the people cannot accept his so-called grand design for the world. Luthor stops and wonders what Superman would do when he was about to authorize a nuclear attack. He claims that heroes like Superman are cursed with a giant flaw. Although heroes succeed in stopping villains like him, they lack the courage to finish them once and for all. Luthor claims that although he may lose his position, he guarantees that he will find a way out of prison and that the whole thing will begin again in an unending cycle. Superman finally realizes that he played a part in this endless cycle and decides to end it once and for all, glaring at Luthor with his eyes glowing red. Wonder Woman and Batman catch up to Superman and are horrified to find Luthor murdered in cold blood. Batman claims that it had to be done. When Wonder Woman tried to comfort Superman, he didn't appear bothered and even smirked after doing the horrific deed. This ignited the historical moment where rules of morality no longer bind heroes, and that nothing is too extreme, not even killing supervillains. Years have passed, and the world has changed over the past 2 years. Superman and the others have decided to rule over Earth with a firm hand, showing no qualms in killing supervillains if needed. They have taken over the government and even opposed the public's freedom of speech. At the heavily armed watchtower, John informs them that an angry mob of protesters is reported in Smallville, which Hawkgirl and Green Lantern volunteered to handle. Their mere presence caused the protesters to quickly disperse, clearly afraid of them. Hawkgirl starts to doubt their actions, given the people's unnerving fear of them. Later, Superman eats dinner with Lois Lane, who is displeased with the Justice Lord's tyrant regime. He tries to convince her to look at the bigger picture when they are suddenly interrupted by Batman, who insists on holding an emergency meeting with the rest of the team. When Lois tries to leave the apartment to follow Superman, who left in a hurry, armed guards stop her by the door, refusing to let her go. She quickly criticizes them and the rest of the world for blindly following the Justice Lords despite fully knowing they are in the wrong. In the Batcave, Batman shows the others footage of the Justice League fighting against an armored Lex Luthor. He explains that this is happening in real time, albeit in an alternate reality where the Flash is still alive, and Luthor has not been murdered. The Justice Lords felt that the League lacked a strong sense of justice and decided to intervene with their brand of law and order. In the primary universe, the Justice League struggles to defeat Luthor, who almost gets the chance to use the weapon he created against them. While Flash cleans up the place and disassembles Luthor's weapon, the Justice Lord's Martian Manhunter appears before them. He explains that he comes from a different timeline and claims that realities are slowly collapsing in on each other. He then asks the League for help, convincing them to go with him to their reality, where the events are centered. Batman grows suspicious and wonders if John has read their visitor's mind, but he explains he doesn't want to, claiming to trust his counterpart. As soon as they crossed over, the Justice Lords set up a trap that immobilized them in a containment field. Hawkgirl withstands it with willpower and breaks through the wall, but the Justice Lord's Green Lantern knocks her out. While monitoring the League's Earth, Justice Lord Hawkgirl reports that a hostile asteroid has just crashed on Earth carrying the vile and sinister Doomsday. As the public wonders where the Justice League is when a rogue Doomsday goes on a rampage, the Justice Lords suddenly appear intent on defeating their enemy. The Justice Lords take turns attacking, but their attacks are ineffective against him. He even manages to withstand Green Lantern or Hawkgirl's attacks. When Doomsday throws a piece of concrete at them, Martian Manhunter phases through it and attacks him. Doomsday fights back and causes an explosion that blows Martian Manhunter away by igniting a car leaking with fuel. Wonder Woman flies to stop a train from crashing while Superman leads the charge and attacks Doomsday with a barrage of punches. Doomsday is unfazed and knocks Superman underground, throwing him against the wall. Doomsday sends Superman flying with a punch, and Lois quickly runs to help him get back on his feet. Superman asks Doomsday what he wants, and he responds that he wants power and control, much like him. He claims he wanted to see first what Earth had to offer, and declares to be unimpressed so far. Superman then quickly charges at him, and they both exchange punches. The impact alone blew the TV reporter's chopper away. Doomsday quickly recovers, walks up to a battered Superman, and holds him up. Suddenly, Superman uses his heat vision and bore holes through Doomsday's head, lobotomizing him. Lois Lane was shocked to witness Superman's brutality, while the others cheered for the hero's aggressive approach. Even one of the reporters claims it was about time. Watching from prison as the events unfold, Luthor smirks, having realized that their so-called heroes aren't the real Justice League, at least not of this reality, that is. Following the League's defeat, the Justice Lord keeps them in separate holding cells, while Justice Lord Batman watches them. The rest of the Justice Lords return to the League's Earth and modify the Watchtower with state-of-the-art weaponry, just like how they built theirs in their world. Justice Lord Wonder Woman was surprised that the Watchtower was defenseless for quite a long time, and Justice Lord Superman claims that it had come back several times to bite them. When Justice Lord Batman checks on the others, he is suddenly taken aback seeing Flash in the flesh. He explains that they are doing this on their behalf, but Flash is unconvinced after seeing them take down Hawkgirl. He claims they never intended to hurt them and has taken her to their best hospital, but Flash continues criticizing him and the Justice Lords. Batman suspects that something must have happened to their version of the Flash, which would have pushed the Justice Lords to become more aggressive with their approach. When Flash asks if he already has a plan on breaking out, Batman claims he doesn't have one, worried that his counterpart has already seen through everything he has planned. Later, Flash raises his heart rate so fast that it seems to have flatlined. Justice Lord Batman quickly checks on him, worried he might have died, but Flash knocks him out and frees the others. When Superman was raring to confront the Justice Lords, Flash stopped and reminded him that they needed to look for Hawkgirl, who was taken to a hospital after being gravely injured. Batman claims he needs to look for the portal, but when John wants to accompany him, he insists on going alone. The League goes through the Justice Lord's records to see where they might have sent Hawkgirl. Green Lantern claims they're considered villains and proposes to check where bad guys are usually taken for medical treatment. The League narrows it down to Arkham Asylum, the only facility equipped to treat metahumans medically. Before they go inside, Superman asks Flash to wait outside as he may ruin their disguises, given that he supposedly died in this world. When they checked in with the front desk, they were surprised to find a timid yet docile Joker showing them around. They were shocked to find villains placid and docile, quite different from their version of Arkham. Before Joker leads them to where Hawkgirl is being treated, he asks Superman for the password. John managed to read his mind and gave the password to Superman, but Joker explained that although the password was correct, Wonder Woman was supposed to answer. That said, he pushes the alarm, and dozens of Justice Lord Superman robots arrive to detain them. Flash joins the fight when he discovers that the others are fighting while Green Lantern searches and finds Hawkgirl. Meanwhile, Batman finds where the Batcave is, but is quickly confronted by his counterpart, who is revealed to have escaped the cell after Flash leaves him there. Hiding in the shadows, the two Batmans quickly fought, reading each other's moves. They later debated the morality of what the Justice Lords had done in this world. Batman claims they have gone too far and crossed the line when they seized power. Justice Lord Batman responds that they made a world where no 8-year-old boy will have to lose his parents again to meaningless violence like they did. His reasoning greatly affected Batman, and he decided to come out and surrender. When Justice Lord Batman claims that the League has caused a scene at Arkham, they both quickly go to apprehend them, to which Batman surprisingly agrees. On the way over, Batman was surprised to see a different Gotham to which he didn't even see a speck of litter lying around. Justice Lord Batman explains that they must enforce even the small ones if they expect people to respect the big laws. When they stopped by a red light, Justice Lord Batman was forced to realize the repercussions of their fascist regime when cops unjustly apprehended a customer by simply refusing to pay for the poor quality meal he had. When the Justice League was about to leave Arkham, they were surrounded by the military, prepared to vaporize everything in the area. Justice Lord Batman arrives and orders the military to back off, claiming to take responsibility for them. Justice Lord Batman pulls rank when the lieutenant doubts him and orders him to stand down. He then leads the Justice League back to his Batcave, where the portal is. Flash is fascinated with the idea that the Justice Lords went off the rails after losing their Flash, to which he claims he might be the team's conscience. As soon as they return, Batman wonders how they will defeat the Justice Lords, given their counterparts are of equal strength and intelligence. He claims they stand no chance who, unlike them, are willing to kill. Despite that, Superman claims he refuses to cross that line, but Batman points out that he will have to cross some kind of line if they want to succeed. Later, at the Watchtower, the Justice Lords are alerted to reports that Luthor has escaped. When Justice Lord Superman wishes to deal with it personally, Justice Lord Hawkgirl asks him not to kill Luthor, claiming that this world is not prepared for their kind of justice. The other Justice Lords claim that they will be accompanying him, but when they finally find Luthor, it is later revealed to be John in disguise. The Justice Lords are briefly immobilized, having been caught in their trap. Justice Lord Hawkgirl is more resistant to electricity and withstands it long enough to destroy the device controlling the room's voltage. Although hesitant, Green Lantern knocks down Hawkgirl, but when John is about to capture her, Justice Lord John comes out and confronts the League's Martian Manhunter, and they both transform into alien creatures fighting in the air. Green Lantern and Wonder Woman took on their counterparts while Flash confronted Justice Lord Superman by himself. When Justice Lord Superman charges at him, Flash dodges his attack and throws him to the other side of the building. Batman tries to sneak up on Justice Lord Wonder Woman, but she sees through it and captures him. When she is about to finish him off, Wonder Woman knocks her down when she throws her tiara, turning her attention to her. Justice Lord Superman eventually catches Flash, but when he is about to finish him off, Flash tries to convince him that he won't be able to do it. On the contrary, Justice Lord Superman is prepared to finish him off when suddenly, Superman arrives with Luthor, who shoots him with his weapon. Luthor then carries on to shoot at the rest of the Justice Lords. Superman explains that they were hit with a power disruptor. When Luthor sneaks up from behind Superman, everyone thinks he will betray them, but Luthor surrenders his weapon, claiming that the deal has been made. Superman claims that in exchange for his help, they have given him a full pardon for past crimes. Justice Lord Superman furiously claims that everything that Luthor does from this point on will be on him, which Superman claims is a price he was willing to take compared to the alternative. As the League escorts the Justice Lords, Superman claims that he knew Flash couldn't convince Justice Lord Superman. He explains that he already knew, having felt the same temptations he did. Flash claims that Superman might not be quite the Boy Scout everyone thinks he is, to which he jokingly replies that he didn't even make it to his first merit badge. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.